Yeah, welcome back to my channel. It's been a while, right? Okay, I'm back fully. Okay, this video is going to be about interval. Okay, and it's going to be in three sections. So this is the first part of the video, and this part of the video we'll talk about what the meaning of interval and also talk about the quantity of interval. It's not going to be a long video, so I want to try and what make it fast and what tell you all things you needed. Now, interval basically means the distance between two notes. Okay, so anytime we are talking about interval, we are talking about the distance between two notes. Okay, but if you really want to explain it better in a musical environment or in a music exam, you ask what is interval. We say interval is the distance in pitch between two notes. The distance in pitch, because we are talking about the notes, they are sounds. Okay, so this distance in sound or pitch between two notes, no more than two notes, always two notes. All right, we are always asked to describe interval. So to describe intervals, we use two parameters, two musical terms. We have quantity and quality. Quantity and what? Quality. So here in this video, I'll be talking about the quantity. This is the first part of the video again. I'll be talking about the quantity. So quantity actually means the amount in positions. We don't just say numbers. We use position, second, third, fourth, fifth, and so on. You say, I didn't mention first because we don't use first. So I will tell you what we use instead of what? First. So on the staff has 5 lines and 4 spaces. Okay, the staff always numbered upward. So this is line 1. Okay, line 2, line 3, line 4, line 5. A staff has 5 horizontal lines. Okay, then what about the spaces? Also, space 1, space 2, 3, space 4. So 5 lines and of course 4 spaces. Now, we have different type of note. So it's a tradition when we want to teach or to explain interval, we always use O note to explain interval. O note or semi-brief. So this is what the shape for semi-brief or O note. So we'll be using this guy here to explain interval. All right. So the idea is from a line in the staff to the next line, from a line to the next line is a third. Okay, from a line to the next line is a third. From a line to the next 2 lines is a what? Is a fifth. And from a line to the next 3 lines above the line, that is what? It is called a seventh. Let me explain it further. The idea is if I have a note on the first line, the position of that note, we count that position first as the first. Or let's just say 1. Okay, let's say if we have a note here on this line and we have another note on the next line and we are asked to describe the interval, what we'll do is that from this point, we are starting our counting from this point where we have the first note. So the first note is also called the root. We can call it the root note. Okay, can be called the root note, or we can call it the tonic. Can also be called tonic to explain this. Okay, so it's the first note to the second note. All right, or we can call it the bass note. Anyone we want to use. All right, just know that we are dealing with 2 notes from the first note to the next note. So here we are starting our counting from here, from the first note, which is 1. Then there is a space after the line. So we say 2. Then the destination where we now have the note 3. Like I said, we don't use number, we use position. So instead of saying 3, so we say third. So this interval is a third. It's as simple as that. Again, I said from a line to the next line is a what? Is a third. From a line to the next 2 lines is a fifth. And from a line to the next 3 lines is a 7th, and so on like that. Also, the same idea for spaces. The same idea for spaces. I want to use a green marker. If I have a note here, that is the second space, and then I have another note here in the what? In the third space, and we are asked to describe that, we are still going to have the same thing. From a space to the next space is also a third. Okay, is also a third. So what happens? What do we call it when we have the notes involved in the same line or the same position? I know you'll be thinking of saying first, but we don't say first. Instead of that, okay, let me give you an example. If we have on the 5th line, let me use the 5th line as an example. If I have a note on the 5th line, another note on the 5th line, then we are asked to describe the interval. Since they are in the same position, we don't say first, we say the interval is a unison. Okay, either the same space or the same line. So this is how we describe interval with what? The quantity of interval. They're in position. Okay, so let me give another one. If from this node, from line 1 to what? To the second space, from second space, that will give us what? A fourth. From line 1 to the what? To the next 2 spaces. Line 1 to the next 2 spaces. That give us what? A fourth. 1, 2, 3, 4. I hope you understand this. So this is how we describe quantity of interval. So this is what the part 1 of interval. All right, please check the part 2 video, and please like and subscribe. Ask question if you have any question.